Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Money Cure. I'm your host, Sean Robert Grant. Happy to be here with you today on this new and transformative episode of the Money Cure. And so, a lot has been going on of late. And it's really quite fantastic because bottom line is, in the Western world, if you're going to live a life that you can enjoy, a life that you desire to have, a life that makes you feel amazing on all levels, you need money, period. I was about to say something else, but you need to be prosperous. You need to be wealthy. You need to be abundant. And, I say this is coming from someone who used to be really highly religious. And I had some hang-ups about money. But now look at me today. I've got a whole podcast dedicated to money and dedicated to helping you prosper. And so I always felt like, you know what? I can do this without being in a position to where I feel like I need money. And it just never worked because, as I just said a second ago, money helps you to experience more of the freedom that you can have within if you've taken the time to cultivate that. Okay? Money allows you to have choices, right? And let's just be honest. So let's say you have to go to a job. If you're going to a job and it's a normal 9-to-5 job, that immediately takes away the majority of your time, which if you don't have time, you don't necessarily have choices. But then turn that around. Let's say, for instance, you have been put into a situation where you've just received $125,000. And that is more than enough money to last for your entire year, cover all your expenses, have some for travel, have some for food and anything else, pay off some debt, and you're still doing pretty good. And so all of a sudden, you have this money. You don't have to necessarily work a job. You can find ways to be creative in expanding that money. In that, oddly enough, I didn't want to end up there, but that is what this podcast is about. So before I kind of dive into that, keep in mind, I just want you to know the impact of money, but I also want you to really develop a relationship with it that's not only profitable, but a loving, respectful relationship with money. When I say money, like I said, I'm not talking about dollars. I'm not talking about yen and euro and pounds and pesos. I'm talking about mind power. I'm talking about, the energy that creates the opportunity for you to be, do, and have all that you truly desire. That's what I'm discussing. That's what I talk about when I talk about money. And the Money Cure is geared towards getting rid of all the hangups, getting rid of all the problems, getting rid of all the limiting beliefs. That's what this is all about. So with that being said, let's get right into it. And I've been on this belief kick for a long time now. It's been months at a time, but more so lately in the last few weeks. And it's truly been amazing because what's been reiterated to me, I've known this for such a long time, but it's gone so much deeper on so many levels than I could have ever expected, that it's creating new experiences in my own life. And so I'm in the bookstore, one of my favorite places to go, Barnes & Nobles. Yes, there still is a bookstore. Amazon hadn't put them out of business completely, but it's just an enjoyable experience. And I'm looking at this book, and I'm reading through this book. I think it was the Wayne Dyer book. I talked about this on the other podcast the other day. And I pick up this book, and I think it's called Seeing is Believing, or Believing is Sin. It's so hard for me to remember this title, but I'm going to get it one of these days. Anyway, it's a book by Wayne Dyer. I pick it up. I open to a random page, and it says, whatever your thoughts focus on expands. Okay? Whatever your thoughts focus on expands. And all of a sudden, a light just went off. A light went off. And that light basically just kind of showed me why some people prosper, some people make more money on top of all the money they already have, and some people stay broke. You know, and if you're listening, that means that you're tired of being broke, and I'm tired of you having to feel like you have to be broke, because you don't have to be broke. You don't have to be struggling. You don't have to be in a position or a place to where you don't feel like you have enough, because there is enough, and it's just accessing it. So getting back, he says, our thoughts expand whatever we focus on, or whatever we focus our thoughts on expands. So, and then he gave the example. He said, okay, let's say you have $500 in principal, which $500 in your account, and you're $5,000 in debt. Okay? Which one are you focusing on the most? And immediately, I can think of all the times in my life when I had a really good job, paying really good money, and all I could focus on was my debt. All I could focus on is what I owed for my student loans. All I could focus on is what I didn't have. And you know what? That began to expand. It began to expand, and it just perpetuated struggle. And I'm just sitting here just trying to figure out, why is it I'm struggling financially? I'm doing all the right stuff and blah, blah, yada, yada. But the only thing I was doing wrong was I was focusing on what I did not have, and it expanded. Now, what Wayne does on the flip side of this coin is he says, okay, now imagine you are focused on the 500, the principal, the money you have, and you become grateful for this money. You feel good about this money. You feel alive. You feel so empowered by the amount of money you have, and you surround it with good feelings, good thoughts, good vibrations, and all of a sudden, you get an idea. You get an idea that says, you know what? You need to go to this place at this time on this day. And you don't know why, but you follow the hunch. All of a sudden, you get to that place. Somebody offers you some cash, or somebody is there for you to set up a business deal. Somebody is there to somehow or another expand on the money you already have. And guys, the most important thing is this works for everything. The reason you don't have love in your life is because you focus on the lack of love in your life, as opposed to all the love you can give to yourself and all the love you can have from your family. You know, the reason we don't lose weight, think about this. This is so fantastic. This is so revolutionary. The reason why we don't lose weight is because all we can think about is the weight we hadn't lost, as opposed to saying, you know what, I'm not where I need to be, or rather, no, I'm perfect right where I am. I'm making progress every day. I'm making progress. I'm so close to my goal weight. I'm so thankful for all the work that I've put in and how healthy I am right now. I have so much to celebrate at this moment, and then all of a sudden the weight drops off, right? So think about it. And this is getting back to money. Money responds to what you're focusing on. And if you look at your life, you can see what I'm saying is absolutely, undoubtedly, unfailingly true, right? And if you kind of have a little bit of both, that means that you're skewed towards both sides, right? But what we want to do is we want to make it to where we are so positive, about abundance, so positive about prosperity, so positive about wealth, that we're only focusing on the good things. And this doesn't necessarily mean you don't have to focus on money going out. Yeah, you know what I've gotten to the habit of doing? I cultivate the biggest state of gratitude when I get ready to pay the bills that my wife and I have. I cultivate a state of gratitude. I find myself into a position. I put myself into a position where I just start giving thanks. I start giving gratitude. And it makes me feel so good because I get to live in a luxurious building by paying my rent. I get to watch some of my favorite television shows and programs and movies because I pay Comcast on a monthly basis. I get to have my cell phone and all the uses it can do, all the things it can help me with when I pay that. And I just feel so grateful that I'm able to do it and able to do it easily and effortlessly and without any problems. And I'm happy. It makes me happy. I'm happy to have the money to put towards it. And guess what? It expands. It expands because those thoughts, because I cultivate an emotionalized thought of gratitude surrounding my finances, they expand. And this is so simple. It's not always easy, but it's so simple. Look at where you are today. You know, take stock of what you have financially. Even your credit cards. Think about the balance you have available on your credit cards that at any point in time you could use that money to pay for something. You know, you could use that money like that's part of your abundance. That's something to be appreciative about. Think about savings accounts. Think about investment accounts. Think about, and if you're not there, think about the money you're receiving from your job or the money you have received from your jobs in the past. Think about all the times you've paid your bills in the past. And although you hadn't been as happy about it before, you can be extremely happy right now and really take it all in and focus on the fact that you are truly and always have been truly abundant when it's come to your finances. These are all things that can expand the way you live because it will expand your income. It will expand your joy. It will expand your passion. It will expand your love and your relationship with money in a way that it continues to prosper and to grow, and then it just becomes easy. It becomes easy and effortless. So it's so important. Before I leave you today, here's what I want you to do. Take stock. Take stock of where your finances are, right? And just be real with yourself, be real with yourself, but then all of a sudden be grateful. Be thankful for where you are because now you know how to start rising to the top, And another thing is, don't even look outside yourself to see how things change because when it comes to money, things have to change on the inside first. And then everything on the outside comes, but it has to change on the inside. So be focused on your vibrational currency more than your physical currency. You see what I'm saying? Start to notice how you feel good. Start to notice how there's not that many negative thoughts that are coming into play. And I promise you, this is going to change your life. It's going to expand. I'm going to tell you this, and I'm going to let you go. What your thoughts focus on expands. So that means focus on what you desire. Focus on what you have already and just accept it, appreciate it, give gratitude as much as you possibly can. And I promise you, if the money doesn't come straight to you, you will have ideas to make more, to build more. Opportunities will show up because this is how the universe works, ladies and gents. Trust me. Try this. Whatever you got to do. Not even try it. Just do it. Don't try it. Try means just giving it an attempt. I want you to buckle down and do it because you need to be wealthy. You need to be prosperous. You need to live the life of your dreams. Guys, thank you so much for joining me today. We'll talk soon. Take care.